Hello everyone, welcome back. You know, often I go through the effort of hiding all these cuddly toys, but if it wasn't apparent from the YouTube channel, I am an only child and therefore I do have a lot of cuddly toys. I'm just kidding. Did you guys think I was gonna do something weird with my arm? I'm just kidding. I can't do weird stuff with my arm. So, we all know those days. You wake up at 12 p.m, you go on your phone, suddenly it's 5 p.m, you have your one meal of the day, and then you scroll on Twitter until 2 in the morning. Although these days bring a sort of instant gratification as you're going through it, in the long run you're going to look back on that time and be like, what did I learn in that quarantine summer? Not much, sadly. So here I am to give you some tips on how to be productive when you have nothing to do, like maybe you don't have a job, maybe your internship got cancelled, you want to pass the time before your results come out. I'm here for you. So I try and do this the night before. I'll try and write down 5 to 7 tasks that I want to do in the day, and these will normally be pretty small tasks such as painting for a bit, maybe stretching, doing exercise, filming, vlogging, editing, like anything video related, like making a thumbnail, doing a video description, doing title slides, etc., stuff like that. I'm meant to be doing a Spanish elective next term at university, so I've been trying to brush up on my Spanish. Voy a comer. Voy a comer. Even something like video calling with a friend, I would put that on my list of things to do. It's always really good to prioritize socializing, especially when we are all alone in isolation. I also like reading because it is a way of consuming, and consuming is easy, right? Producing things, like when you say like being productive, like producing things, like writing, doing work, doing a project, that takes effort. However, consuming, such as like watching TV, listening to music, reading, those are quite like easy things to do. However, you can read or watch things that you feel are gonna like fulfill you and you're gonna learn things from. So like non-fiction books, I always feel like I learn a lot from non-fiction books, and I find it kind of hard to get myself to read them. So sometimes I like to listen to the audiobook of the book that I'm reading, and I can like read it while listening to the book. And I know this makes me sound like a 5-year-old learning to read. I actually have been really interested in home learning techniques and homeschooling techniques, especially for young children who would otherwise right now be learning how to read, learning the basics of reading and writing at school. So yeah, I learned that listening to the words being read out loud and seeing the words on the page at the same time is really good for that. It's kind of like how when your parents read you a story when you're little before you go to bed, and they're saying the words and you're looking at the words on the page. But yeah, I'm super aware of how formative your childhood years can be, and I'm just like super interested in like parenting books and stuff. I've read like 2. But anyway, reading is good, which is the point of this. And you can trick yourself into reading more by listening to the audiobook at the same time. You don't have to buy the audiobook. Normally people upload audiobooks onto YouTube, so you can listen to them there. Wow, I'm never gonna get that Audible sponsorship. So screen time is something that like a lot of people think about, obviously. I think my screen time in quarantine has been some like 4 hours a day, which I think is quite a lot. Normally before I go to bed I can spend like an hour on my phone, but I've been doing this thing on my phone where I schedule downtime, so between 11 p.m. and I think 9 in the morning, that's like scheduled downtime, so I can't really go on my phone then. I also have like app limits, so I don't spend too much time on social media. I think a lot of people have these, and they work pretty well on me. When I see it's grey, like I have enough self-discipline not to click on the app. Okay, now this tip is super important for me. Stop wearing your dressing gown 24/7. Shed your warm fuzzy skin. Put on something else, you know? Because when you're wearing a dressing gown, you're literally like in a blanket, and that's associated with sleeping. So just don't do that. I know a lot of these videos are like, put on makeup, put on a cute outfit. Like, you don't have to do that, okay? You can wear pajamas all day, but just make sure you have like day pajamas and night pajamas. Just an idea. Okay, and the final thing is, a lot of people have summer goals, and normally they have a lot of summer goals. I would say just pick 1 or 2 of those goals and really like focus on doing that every day, maybe every other day, and make sure you pay attention to those goals. So one of my goals is to get better at singing, or to at least keep up the level of singing I have right now. It's kind of like when you're a kid and all the kids are flexible. Like when you're a kid, all kids are good at singing. And you know, I just feel like I'm on the cusp of losing all of the talent that I supposedly thought I had, so I'm just gonna try and continue singing and do vocal warm-ups every day and use those muscles so they don't get tired. I also want to maintain my flexibility. I've kind of noticed in the past like 3 or 4 years that I'm losing a bit of my flexibility. I was always like a more flexible kid, like I have always been able to like do a split, but recently I've found that it's like harder for me to do it. So that's why I like to try and stretch every day, put it in one of my top 5 or 7 tasks. And then one day I'll be able to do like one of these things. Oh my goodness, that was scary. There's literally stairs like down here, so I'm not gonna do that again.